Hello, everyone. Welcome to another lecture on reasoning ability and problem solving. In today's lecture, we will continue with jumbling and we look at the exercises questions. So, in previous few lectures, we discussed that there are five types of questions that can be formed in jumbling. Number one was word jumbling. Then, number jumbling. Then, paragraph jumbling. Then, we discussed logical sequence jumbling. And lastly, alphabetical order jumbling. Correct? So these three first types will be discussed in today's lecture and then we'll discuss these two later. So let us start. Type 1 is word jumbling. Word jumbling means that a word is given to us which is in unscrambled form and then we have which is in a scrambled form and then we have to unscramble it to form a meaningful word. Now, these are the letters given to us. We have to make sure that all letters are used and then we have to make sure that all letters are used only once. So these two things we have to keep in mind. First, that all the letters should be used, and second, that all the letters should be used only once. So looking at this, is quadrode a meaningful word? No. Is doctor a meaningful word? No. Is cordot a meaningful word? No. So the only meaningful word is option number 2, that is doctor. So all the words are used DOCTOR. All the letters are used and all the letters are used only once. That means that if we have two O's in the word, we have two O's as well. Okay, so all the letters are used only once. Now, similarly, question number 2. We have to rearrange the letters to make a valid word from these letters. TASR. Now I told you that from TASR, can we make star? STAR. Yes, so this is correct. Can we make rats? RAT and then S. Yes. Can we make arts? ARTS. Yes. Are these all meaningful words? Yes. So our answer will be option number 4, all of the above. So from one scramble word, we can also make many different meaningful words. So either you can get the question like previous one or you can get a question like this. Now, which of the following word can be found by rearranging the letter bleat? Is letib a word? No. Is letib like written like this is a word? No. Is bleat is a word? No. If it was BLEAT, that would mean sound of a goat. But bleat is not a word. Beetle is a word, it means a type of leaf. Beetle leaves, or it is a type of a nut also. Beetle nut. So, beetle nut or beetle, option number 2 will be your correct answer. Okay? Now, question number 4. Unscramble the following jumbled word this. Now, if I unscramble it, is get be a word? No. Is this a word? Correct word, valid word? No. Is this a valid word? No. Only Egypt is a valid word. Okay? So, in Egypt, we have used E, G, Y, P, and T. So, all the letters are used and all the letters are used only once. So, our answer will be option number 2, Egypt. Question number 5. We have to rearrange the letters to form a meaningful word. Now, out of the given options, is Nilford a meaningful word? No. Is Dolphin a meaningful word? No. Is open lid a meaningful word? No. Is dolphin a meaningful word? Yes. Now let us check if it has all the letters. It has D, it has O, it has L, it has P, it has H, it has I, and it has N. So all the letters are used and all the letters are used only once. So the answer will be, correct answer will be option number 3, dolphin. Okay. Now, question number 6. Which of the following words can be created using the letter spongy? All these letters are there. So can I create spin? S, P, S, P, I and N. Yes, I can create spin. Can I create chop? C, H, O and P. Yes, I can create chop. Can I create ship? S, H, I, P. Yes, I can create ship also. So I can create all these three words using these letters. So my answer will be option number 4, all of the above. Okay. Now we have to unscramble the word to make a meaningful word. So over here, is witter a meaningful word? No. Is wintergir a meaningful word? No. Is interwig a meaningful word? No. Is rewriting a meaningful word? Yes. Now let us check. We have used R, we have used E, we have used W, we have used R, we have used I, we have used T, then we have used I and N and G. So we have used all the letters and we have used them only once. So our correct answer will be option number 3, rewriting. So this is question from word jumbling. Now, number jumbling. So in number jumbling, we have two concepts. First is ascending order, means increasing order. And then we have descending order, also called decreasing order. Okay, so we have two concepts, ascending order and decreasing order. Now, in this question, arrange the following jumbled numbers in ascending order. So, increasing order. Correct? The numbers are 9, 3, 7, 1, 5. So, if I arrange them in increasing order, I'll get 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, and then 9. So, I told you this also. This symbol means A is smaller than B. Similarly, this symbol means A is greater than or bigger than B. Okay? So I can write it like this in ascending order. So my correct answer will be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, which is option number 1. So option number 1 will be your correct answer. Now, we have to arrange the following in descending order. That means decreasing order from bigger to smaller number. Correct? So, biggest number is 42. It is bigger than 30, which is bigger than 25, which is bigger than 18, which is bigger than 9. The correct order in decreasing order will be 42, 30, 25, 18 and then 9. This is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be the correct answer. Okay? Now, question number 3. Arrange the following jumbled numbers in ascending order. Ascending means increasing order from smaller to bigger number. Okay? So, smaller number will be 11. 11 is smaller than 24, which is smaller than 37. 37 is smaller than 45 and this is smaller than 56. So the correct order will be 11, 24, 37, 45, 56. This is given in option number 4. So option number 4 will be the correct answer. Okay. Here you can look at the solution. Now, question number 4. We have to arrange the following jumbled numbers in descending order. Descending means decreasing, which means bigger to smaller. So the biggest number over here is 32. It is bigger than 28, which is bigger than 20, which is bigger than 14, which is bigger than 7. So the correct order in decreasing order will be 32, 28, 20, 14 and 7. This is given in option number 2. So option number 2 will be your correct answer. Here is the solution. Now, question number 5. We have to arrange the jumbled numbers in ascending order. Ascending means increasing order, which means smaller number to bigger number. So the smallest number over here is 15, which is smaller than 29, which is smaller than 43, which is smaller than 57, which is smaller than 68. So my correct answer or my correct order will be 15, then 29, then 43, then 57 and then 68. This is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be the correct answer. Question number 6. Arrange the following jumbled numbers in descending order. Descending means decreasing order. Decreasing means from bigger number to smaller number. Correct? Biggest number over here is 53. 53 is greater than 42, which is greater than 29, which is greater than 19, which is greater than 10. So my correct descending order will be 53, 42, 29, 19 and 10. This is given in option number 3. So option number 3 will be the correct answer. Okay. Here is the solution. Now, question number 7. We have to arrange the following jumbled numbers in ascending order. Ascending means increasing order. That means smaller number to bigger number. So smaller to bigger, the smallest number is 13. This is smaller than 22. This is smaller than 36. This is smaller than 47 and this is smaller than 75. So our correct answer is 13, 22, 36, 47 and 75. This is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be the correct answer. So this is how you solve questions on number jumbling. Next we have type 3, which is paragraph jumbling. So in paragraph jumbling, we are given certain sentences and we have to rearrange these sentences to form a meaningful paragraph. So this we discussed when we discussed that there are how many types of questions there are. So let us start with question number 1. Now, sentence A is they also wore felt caps to cover their ears. They wore trousers tucked into leather boots. This place was famous for its skillful archers and horsemen. In the 5th and 4th century BC, today's South Ukraine was known as Scythia. Now, if I look at this statement number D, I can see that this is a introduction statement, correct? Because it is introducing a idea. Which idea? That today's South Ukraine was known as Scythia. So my first letter will be D. Clear? Introductory statements start like in today's world or once upon a time, in this time, in that time. These kind of statements are introductory statements because they introduce an idea to us. Now, in this statement, we are talking about a place called Scythia. In C, this place, which place? Scythia was famous for its skillful archers and horsemen. So, C is expanding on statement D. How? Because over here we introduced the idea of Scythia, and C expanded it that this place was famous for its skillful archers. So I can say that C will come after D. They form a logical pair, right? Now in this sentence, C we are talking about archers and horsemen. So if you look at this B, they wore trousers tucked into leather boots. So who? They. They means archers and horsemen, right? So B is expanding on the idea of statement C, correct? Because here we introduce the idea of skillful archers and horsemen. And then we expanded it by calling them they wore trousers tucked into their leather boots. So this is expanding on C. So logically after C we'll get B. Now let us look at statement A. They also wore felt caps to cover their ears. So first I said they wore this. Then by using the word also I am expanding on B. So statement A is expanding on statement B. Correct? So after B I'll get A. How? Let me repeat. So statement D we introduced the idea of Scythia. In statement C we expanded on the idea of Scythia. Correct? And we introduced a new idea of archers and horsemen. In statement B, we expanded on the idea of horsemen and archers, right? And then in A, by using the word also, we expanded what we talked about in B. So our logical sequence will be DCBA, which is option number 4. So option number 4 will be your correct answer. So this will be the correct sequence. Okay? Now, question number 2. Arrange the following to form a coherent paragraph. Coherent means meaningful. Now, the company's success is attributed to its innovation products. These products have gained popularities among consumers. Additionally, the company's stock marketing strategies have played a vital role. This has led to an increased scale and growing customer base. So over here, I cannot see an introductory statement. There is no introductory statement over here. So let us start building. How? The company's success is attributed to its innovative products. So here in this sentence, we introduced an idea of products. Now Q, let us look at Q. These products, which were introduced in P? So Q is expanding on P, expanding on the idea introduced in statement P, right? So I can say that Q will come after P. This is a logical pair, correct? Now, additionally, the company's strong marketing strategies have played a vital role. So, in this statement P, we talked about that company's success is due to its innovative products. But in R, we talked that additionally, in addition to R, the company's strong marketing strategies have also played a vital role. So, first the products and then the marketing strategy. So I can say that R will come after P, correct? Then S. This has led to increased sales and growing customer base. So this can be your concluding statement. This is your concluding statement that this has led to an increased sales of growing customer base. So my concluding statement is S. Now let us build. So first I introduced the idea of products. Then I said that these products have gained popularity. Then I said that there is also another factor that has attributed to the company's success. And then I concluded saying that due to all these things, the sales and growing the sales in the customer base has been growing. So my correct sequence will be PQRS, which is option number 2. Okay. So here you can see this will be the final paragraph. The company's success is attributed to its innovative products. Then we explained about the products. These products have gained popularity. Then we said that this is one reason and this is second reason for company's growth, that is company's strong marketing strategies and has played a vital role. And then we used this statement as the concluding statement to say that because of all these reasons the company's growth has been good. Okay, now question number 3, we have to rearrange these to form a meaningful paragraph. Now, a panther is reported to have broken into a house. The villagers heard his cries and ran to the house. It secretly slouched into a room where a young man named Javed was sleeping. Just as the panther was about to leap on him, he swiftly shot out of bed and hid in the closet and started calling for help. Now, I can see this one. Statement A. A panther is reported to have broken into a house. This can be our introductory statement. Correct? This will be our introductory statement. So we'll start with A. Then, after breaking into the house, it is used for panther. So C is expanding on statement A. So the panther secretly slouched into a room where a young man Javed was sleeping. So we introduced the idea of Javed over here. So after A we get C. Then just as the panther was about to leap on him, on who? On Javed. Correct? So D is expanding on C. He swiftly shot out of bed and hid in a closet and started calling for help. Who? Javed started calling for help. So after C, we'll get D. Now, the villagers heard his cries. Whose cries? Javed's cries. How do we know that? Because Javed has started calling for help. So logically, B will come after D. So our answer will be A, C, D, B, which is option number 3. So option number 3 will be your correct answer. This will be the final paragraph. A panther is reported to have broken into a house. It secretly slouched into a room where a young man named Javed was sleeping. Just as the panther was about to leap on him, he swiftly shot out of bed and hid in a closet and started calling for help. The villagers heard his cries and ran to the house. This will be the final correct sequence of the parajumbles. These are also known as parajumbles. Or we can also call them sentence jumbling. So either of these three names can be used to address these type of question. Now, sentences jumbling. Now, question number 4. Rearrange the sentences below to create a logical paragraph. Again, scientists have studied their migratory patterns for decades. Many species of birds migrate over long distances each year. This incredible feat is driven by the instinct to find better feeding grounds. Their navigation skills are a wonder of the animal kingdom. Now, so I can see that Q will be my introductory statement. Because I introduced the idea of birds migrating over long distances. So Q will be my first statement. Then, if we look at R, I am talking about many species of birds migrate over long distances. Now R says this incredible feat. Which incredible feat? Feat of migration. So R is expanding on PQ. R is expanding on Q. So I can say after Q we'll get R. Correct? Now, this incredible feat is driven by the instinct to find better feeding grounds. Now, their navigation skills are a wonder of the animal kingdom. So whose navigation skills? Birds' navigation skills. Correct? So birds' navigation skills. This will be after Q. because we introduced the idea of Q over here. Then we immediately expanded through R, and then there means bird's navigation skills. So logically, S will come after Q. Now let us look at P. Scientists have studied their migratory pattern for decades. So this can be the concluding statement because this bears no relationship, no direct relationship between other three sentences. So this can be the concluding statement. So our answer will be Q, R, S and P, which is option number 4. So here you can see the final paragraph. It will be many species of birds migrate over long distances each year. This incredible feat is driven by their instinct to find better feeding grounds. Their navigation skills are a wonder of the animal kingdom, and scientists have studied their migratory pattern for decades. Okay. Now, question number 5. We have to rearrange to form a meaningful paragraphs. Now, we are naturally social creatures. Just by looking at this, I can see that this is either an introductory statement or this is a concluding statement. Let us see. I am assuming this is introductory statement. A bit of solitude is one of most powerful tools for disconnecting and recharging. However, this does not mean you need to lock yourself away, but all that time with people take its toll. Okay. So here in P, we introduce the idea that we are naturally social creatures. Social means that we meet each other, we talk to each other a lot. So P is our introductory statement. Then through S, I said that all that time with people take its toll. So this is expanding on P, correct? Because in P, we introduced the idea that we are naturally social creatures. But in S, we said that okay, we are social, but all that time take its toll. Then we said in Q, a bit of solitude is one of our most powerful tools for disconnecting and recharging. So in P, we said that we are social, right? In S, we said that even though we are social, but sometimes we need a little bit alone time because all that time with people take its toll. So in Q, we introduce the idea of solitude based on P and S, right? In Q, I'm saying that solitude is one of the most powerful tools that a human can use. And in R, I am expanding on Q. In R, I am saying that even though solitude is important, but it does not mean you lock yourself away. So in R, I am presenting a counter argument or expanding on Q. So my logical sequence will be PSQR, which is option number 4. So option number 4 will be the correct answer. Here you can see the correct sequence. We are naturally social creatures, but all the time with people take its toll. A bit of solitude is one of our most powerful tools, and so on. Now, question number 6. Rearrange to form a meaningful paragraph. Okay. Now, however, recent research suggests this might not be entirely accurate. It has long been believed that dolphins are among the most intelligent animals. So I can see that we are introducing a concept. So this can be my introductory statement. Correct? Because I am introducing the concept that we believe that dolphins are amongst the most intelligent animals, right? So Q can be my introductory statement. Then I said dolphins exhibit advanced problem solving ability and social behaviors. So over here I am expanding on our Q, because in Q I said that dolphins are intelligent. How? Because they have problem solving abilities and they have social behaviors, advanced social behaviors. So R is expanding on Q. Now, these findings are challenging previous assumptions about animal intelligence. So over here in P, I can see that, however, recent research suggests that this might not be entirely accurate. What is not accurate? R. In R, we said that dolphins exhibit advanced problem solving. So over here, we are presenting a counter argument for R. So counter argument for R. In R, we said that dolphins exhibit problem solving abilities, but in P, we are saying that recent research suggests that this might not be true. So in P, we are presenting a counter argument for R. So P will come after R, correct? And through S, we are expanding on statement P. We are saying that in P, we are saying that there are certain researches that says that R statement R might not be true, and S, we are saying that these findings are challenging previous assumptions about animal intelligence. So S will be the next statement. So my correct order will be QRPS, which is option number 3. So option number 3 will be the correct answer. So now let us look at this question number 7. So again, 4 statements are given to us and we have to rearrange them to form a meaningful paragraph. Now, let us look at P. This technology has revolutionized the way we communicate. So which technology we don't know. This cannot be the introductory statement. Now, Q. Mobile phones have become an indispensable part of modern life. So this looks like an introductory statement. So let us keep Q over here. So in Q, we talked about mobile phones, right? And in P, I said this technology has revolutionized. So maybe this technology refers to mobile phones. Let us check. R is, in addition to voice calls, text messaging has also become a primary means of interaction. And S says smartphones with their advanced capabilities have further enhanced our connectivity. Now, over here, Q, we introduced the idea of mobile phones being an indispensable part of modern life. In P, this technology I expanded on Q. I expanded on Q and I said that this technology has revolutionized the way we communicate. So P is expanding on Q. So after Q, we'll get P. Now, how? How did we revolutionize the communication? So, in addition to voice calls, text messaging has also become a primary means of interaction. So, I can say that QR is expanding on P. Correct? So, the next statement will be R. Similarly, then S. Smartphones with their advanced capabilities have further enhanced our connectivity. So this looks like a concluding statement. Correct? So after R we'll have S. So my correct order will be QPRS, which is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be the correct answer. You can see this will be the final paragraph. That is, mobile phones have become an indispensable part of our modern life. This technology has revolutionized the way we communicate. Which technology? Mobile phones. In addition to voice calls, text messaging has become a primary means of interaction. So we are just expanding on the previous statement. And then we used this statement as a concluding statement. So this concludes today's lecture. Thank you.